guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Trey, and with a heavy heart I have to talk about this. The great legend himself, Kazuki Takahashi, the creator of Yu-Gi-Oh, has died today. He was 60 years old. The death was caused by apparent drowning from a scuba diving experience that he was doing, and his body was found off the coast of Okasaka, I believe they said the reports were, and he was 60 years old. um not much is known about his personal life, so if he has any family, well wishes to them. And it's just really tough to really kind of report about this because he changed the game. He changed the card game as well. Like, Yu-Gi-Oh was a massive important thing to me when I was growing up, and it was a massive important thing for a lot of people, especially the only card game that was out there that a lot of geeks, nerds was playing were basically Magic the Gathering and then Pokemon. But Pokemon wasn't wasn't there like Magic was. So when Kazuki Takahashi took a chance with his manga Yu-Gi-Oh and had a character Yu-Gi-Moto who plays various various games. If you read the original Yu-Gi-Oh manga, the Yugi was a talented teen prodigy when it comes to the games, but he was so passive, until he solved the Millennium Puzzle, which they said that nobody could solve it, but Yugi was able to solve it, and he became Dark Yugi, and it was a little bit dark. The Yu-Gi-Oh original manga was dark, and it didn't get until close to the end of the manga where to Kazuki Takahashi had introduced Duel Monsters for the characters, because he went through all different kinds of games and stuff like that, but he decided to create his own one-off little kind of kind of Magic the Gathering kind of thing. And people loved it so much they wrote him letters and everything, to the point where it got to the point where people were so interested in what he was doing that he kind of changed his story around and created the Duel Monsters that we know today. Which, of course, we get good iconic monsters like the Blue Eyes White Dragon, Exodia, Dark Magician Girl, Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon, Red Eyes Black Dragon, the Harpy Ladies. Those iconic monsters, the Egyptian God cards. We get all of these amazing cards that he created, that he sat down, designed with people, and gave us something amazing. Honestly, he really did. He honestly gave us something really amazing, something magical that can't be taken. It's just kind of sad that his life ended in tragedy, because he was such a great artist, and he was such a great creator, if you will. He changed the world. And Yu-Gi-Oh is what does the one of the highest revenue card games in the world. I think it's behind maybe Magic the Gathering, I believe. I don't really know how the card game system kind of works right now, but I still have some of my iconic cards. I used to one day wanted to work under Kazuki Takahashi, honestly, and come up with cards that we can play for the video game and stuff like that. Not the video game, but for the card game. I even created some cards and some old classic drawings. I really wish I could show everybody the classic drawings that I've done, but I was also on a Yu-Gi-Oh fan wiki where we created our own Yu-Gi-Oh cards as well. So that was really kind of something, but it's just kind of surreal. It's just like seeing these legendary mangaka artists, go so soon, you know, it's just a little hard thing to do. At least he didn't work himself to death. Honestly, there's so many mangaka artists that we hear nowadays who they literally work themselves to death. You know, they work themselves to death, and honestly, he did everything that he wanted to do, and for that, I thank him. It's just really kind of sad to see. I mean, not to see, but it's kind of sad to hear how he died, and how the last of his moments were him enjoying probably something he's done since he was a young man, and then it goes wrong, and he ends up dying. It reminds me of the whole Naya Rivera kind of situation where she and her son, they were going out swimming and stuff like that, and the current pulled her in while she was saving her son. And I believe probably the same thing. He was scuba diving. He maybe had hit his head on something. Maybe there was a current that he couldn't get out of or anything, and nobody probably even knew that he was out there, or they I don't know. Like, it's just hard to really think about it, But he was a legend. He was definitely a legend, and he was definitely be missed. And we're gonna celebrate the legacy that he left behind. There is so much Yu-Gi-Oh out here nowadays, and that's really much all I can really say, because it's really kind of hard, because he was such an inspiration. I even remember when I was a young man, I was even trying to copy his art style, draw the characters in those wild ways and stuff like that, with the crazy hairstyles and the deep eyes and stuff like that, and try to come up with my own creatures, and try to keep it in the style that Kazuki Takahashi would have. It was an interesting kind of thing. That was one of my primary art styles that I used to like do. It was that one, and I think it was a mix of Dragon Ball Z and then a little bit of the DC Marvel stuff. But I was so into Kazuki Takahashi's artwork. I was definitely trying to like become an apprentice. Like, I was like, oh man, hopefully one day I can work for Konami, and then I can create Yu-Gi-Oh cards for everyone, and then everybody will love my designs, and it'll be really kind of cool, and it'll be like really cool to see the card designs that I created for the card game. But life has other plans, but it is what it is. Honestly, it's just really kind of sad to really hear about it. I was tagged in on it on Twitter, thanks to Finner. But man, that's that one. This one's a hard one right here. We don't lost so many creators. Compared like to Neil Adams, and then George Perez, and then Kentaro. Just losing all these great artists is something, especially when you know that they are the ones who wrapped around the foundation of the reason why you're into this stuff. It's people like Kazuki Takahashi is the reason why I'm into art, pop culture, and the geek nerd stuff, because their work was so inspirational to me. And yeah, it's really kind of sad, and I guess it'll be appropriate for there is that that end scene where Yami Yugi walks into the afterlife and stuff like that. I guess Takahashi be walking through the afterlife, and where he'll see his friends, family, and maybe he'll see the spirit of the pharaoh waiting to greet him and thank him for everything. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, those are my thoughts. Tell me what you guys think in the comment section below, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.